Okie dokie. Today I'm going to show you guys how to tell if you have a water leak, and that's very simple to figure out if you have a water leak. Now if you do have a water leak, that's a whole different story that may not be as easy. I have a whole playlist on water, so don't be too upset, too alarmed, but I'm going to show you right now how to make sure if you do or if you don't have a water leak. The first thing you're going to want to do is go inside your house and shut everything off. Make sure the toilets aren't running. Make sure your toilet isn't making a constant noise like it's filling up with water. I know that was a terrible sound, but make sure your toilet's not running constantly, or that your sink's dripping, or anything visual that you can see. Go look at all of your stuff, your washer and dryer, toilets, sinks, everything, shower. Make sure there's no obvious water damage inside. That's a sure way to know you have a water leak, if there's water shooting out of your floor in the living room. But if that's not so obvious and you think you've got a water leak, in my case, I have a water bill that was pushing $200, a little over $200. So that, when it should be $60 or $75 a month and it's hitting $200 a month, we've probably got a water leak, or somebody's using too much water. So let's go to the water meter after we've shut everything else off, and let's go to the water meter and make sure, let's check that next, and I'll show you how to do that. You're gonna need a water meter, or you can use a pair of channel locks, or anything really that you can, pliers, anything you can do. Some of them you can twist by hand, but I'm going to show you inside the meter and how to figure out where your meter's at. So let's start with the basics. Here's my house right here, and you're going to want to, there's the front mailbox right there. So you could find your water meter out front probably, or in my case it's out here over on the side, but it's going to be coming off the city street from the city because the water comes from the city, and my meter is right there. But like I said, yours might be over here on the street, or if you have a street going on the back side of the house, on the other side of the house, it might be the water meter might be on that side of the street. But find your street, and then the water meter's typically up against the street out front, like it is here in mine, a typical situation, okay? It's gonna be just like this pretty much at every house. And the water is gonna come from the city, from the street of the city, and the city will maintain this water meter, okay? Here's my water meter. The city maintains the line coming from out here underneath the road, and there will be a city line going from their city over here to the water meter. Same thing if it's over there, it's going to be coming from the road, and the city maintains everything from here back that way to the road, okay? And the water meter being right here, the city water line is going to be running this way. My water line is going to come out of this water meter going this way towards the house, okay? And most likely my water comes from here and it goes a straight shot right under there to the crawl space hole. And if you can see that, I don't know, I'm going to zoom in. There's my crawl space entry, little hatch, and you drop down and go underneath the house, okay? So my water line is most likely a straight shot from the meter, okay? Now that we have that figured out and we have found the meter, okay, we want to see if there's a water leak. So open up that meter and you're going to look inside, okay? And I cleaned mine off already, but you might need to clean it off, that dirt, get that dirt off the top, scratch at it, get you a wet cloth and clean it off, okay? And now let's look down inside there. All right, so there's my water meter. I'm gonna try to get it focused for you, okay? And you can see there's a little thing spinning right there in the middle, that little triangle thing that's spinning, okay? Since I've turned off all my water, I've turned off everything, no leaking toilets, no leaking nothing inside, no visual leaks, okay? And I have turned off the meter. How do you turn it off? This little thing right here. It's not turned off, but you turn it off by turning this. If you open it, I'm gonna spin it. If we open it this way, okay, I can do this one with my hand, luckily. But this is the water turned all the way up. And you can see that dial hasn't really changed in speed. So the water pressure being all the way up or halfway down doesn't really affect that water leak. So it's probably just a leak in one of the pipes underneath the house, which I have located in my case. I've located the pipe underneath the house. It's the main water line, and it's a copper line, very old, 50 years old or something like that. And that copper has holes in it, it's spewing water out, okay? That's my problem. but this is what you're gonna do to find out if you have a leak. Turn off everything and see if that dial is moving. If this dial is not moving, you don't have a water leak and you're just using too much water. But in my case, that's not the case. There's a water leak and I found it. Okay, now, how do we turn off the water? Well, you're gonna turn this rig all the way to where that hole and this hole line up. So I would turn it right over there and that would turn off the water. Okay, and this, you know, basically it's my problem, okay? It's not the city's problem. If it was the city's problem, they would come out and fix it all for free. All their problems from here back, they would fix it all for free. But if it's from here over towards the house, it's on you, buddy. So if that's the case, follow me over to my next videos. And this is a major water leak on the main water line. So I am gonna be repiping the entire house in a sequence, in a series, okay? So I hope you're not in my boat, but if you are, help is on the way. I'm going to show you how to repipe an entire house with PEX pipes, going from, I'm going to be abandoning the entire system, which was copper. I'm going to be abandoning it all and going straight to PEX, updating the entire system from the meter to underneath the house to all the connections. Everything is going to be brand new, hot, cold, everything. And I'm going to show you guys bit by bit how I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing most of the work before shutting off the water, since it's not too terrible of a leak. It's not costing thousands a month or anything like that, and the water pressure is still good inside and everybody is still happy. Me and my daughter live here, and the tenants I have on the other side, because it's a little duplex, and there's a lot of people here using the water. So I'm just going to bite the bullet on the water and pay the bill as I'm fixing this. It's probably going to take me about a week or so. Who knows? But I'm going to do it bit by bit, and I'm going to video it all so that you guys can follow along. If you guys have the same situation, I'm going to let you know how much it cost and how to do it bit by bit. Here's the key catcher. This house, the attic is too small to crawl in, and the floor space underneath is too small to crawl in. So I'm going to be running all of the pipes in the attic of this house instead of underneath the house, which is where the copper is. I can't get down there, and I'm not digging it all out. The house is built basically directly on the dirt, so I'm going to be running all the pipes inside the attic. And since I can't crawl in the attic, I'm going to be cutting holes. Before I do all of this, I'm going to go and cut holes, and that'll be my next video, is how to prepare your walls for running the pipes. So that'll be my next video if you want to follow me over to that, and we're going to get to cutting away. So I hope I see you next time. And if this video was helpful in any way, go ahead and like it, subscribe to the channel if you like home improvement videos, and I'll see you next time.
Sleep like a baby. I never saw a thing from her.